Shut up and sit down.
Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Amina the Alien, and today we have a wild card. Oh my god, I thought this was upside down, but anyway. So today we have the wild card reading, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Anything can come through, any messages that you may need to hear could be contained within these cards. So we have 3 groups today. We have group 1, group 2, and group 3. So if you're ready to decide, you can find your timestamp in the description below, and I'll see you at your group. Bye bye. Hey guys, if you chose group 1, this is going to be your reading. So you have a bunch of cards here that we're going to look at. But first we're going to draw 3 tarot cards because that's how I do. And we're going to see what messages it be. What messages it be that you may need to hear. So yeah, we're going to do that. Let's just clear our boy here a bit. So in these wildcard readings, it's usually messages that are in your best interest at the current time. It's not really specifically themed, so we never know what can go through. But we're gonna see what the spirit have to tell you. So we're gonna take. Okay, we're gonna get 3 cards for you. We're gonna get 3 cards for you. 3 cards for a group. Oh, I'm so afraid I'll knock this over. We're gonna get 3 cards for group 1. Oh, okay, I will come out, and then we need 1 more card for group 1. Sorry. 1 more card for group 1. Any messages they may need. Okay, this came out in reverse. Okay, actually 4 cards because we're taking the bottom deck energy today, which is not something I've done in a while, but yeah, today I've been told to take it. So okay, sorry, your cards came like. Okay, so first we had Strength, we had the Chariot in reverse, we had the 5 of Wands in reverse, and we have the 5 of Swords upright. Interesting. Okay, let's get in. Let's get into the energy. Okay, okay, you guys may be a little upbeat if you. Sorry if you hear background noise of my family. I always say this in my videos, but they're very loud, and I mean that's okay. It's just that's what it is. It's not like I'm not holding someone hostage or something. Okay, so I'm seeing someone who is quite patient. Someone who's been waiting a while for something. Someone who's been waiting a while for peace. Someone who's been waiting a while for discord to settle. And I'm seeing that this person may relish in coming out on top of a debate of some sort. So there's a mixture of patience and mischievous energy here, and it's a little contradictory because I can feel that there's patience for peace, but there's still a want for some kind of, what do you call it? Still a want for some kind of social success. But in the 5 of Swords, I see here that someone would relish in winning a debate or some sort of argument, yet they want peace. So this is kind of giving me an energy of someone who wants life on their own terms when it comes to their engagement with others. And I'm being called to say that it is possible for us to structure our lives in a way where there are fewer arguments, and the arguments we may have could be of an intellectual nature. But I'm being told to tell you that you can't avoid all forms of argument. The fact that you're patient, like this strength is really giving me strength in patience with the Chariot in reverse. I feel like you're being very patient for peace. And the Five of Swords is also telling me that, see, you got 2 5s here. And this is telling me that it's almost like you're in the midst of something. And if you just get past this, it'll be smooth sailing. But, oh my god. Okay, well, while I put my nail back, that was, wow, interesting. Anyway. So while I'm seeing the Chariot with like its wheel stuck in a ditch. That's kind of what I'm seeing. So I'm seeing lack of movement. That's why you are patient, you know. That's why your strength lies in your patience with maybe a scenario in your life that is a bit, shall we say, it's just not peaceful, man. It's just not peaceful. I'm seeing someone who's willing to wait for peace. And someone who just wants their life structured in a way where it's not necessary to fight, where it's not necessary to have like actual fights and such. It's more like you want to intellectually spar with people. So you're patiently, I don't know if you're patiently waiting for a person that could fill that role, or if you are just being patient in general, because a lot of people are actually very willing to fight and such. So maybe you feel a bit lost between the people that you're with, because you are more peaceful than they are, and people are always creating drama, and this is just something that you are not wanting. And it's just, I'm feeling a little claustrophobic, you know. It's almost like everyone in your family or in your household or whatever is just breezes by drama, but for you it's an uncomfortable scenario to be in. It's one thing for you if it's hinged on some kind of intelligent, what can I say here? The intelligent progression of conversation, or some sort of diplomatic, intellectual conversations and stuff that make it a bit heated. That is something that you see as drama. So when people actually fight and when people actually have like physical disputes, it's like there's an air of someone waiting here for the drama to be over. But I'm not seeing guidance as yet. I think I need another. Let's get a clarifying card. Where's my deck? Oh, of course. Okay, I'm not gonna take him because he don't feel right. Okay, let's see here. Let's clarify this a bit, because I'm definitely seeing someone who's patiently waiting for the storm to pass. Okay, you got the Page of Wands in reverse. I'm hearing there's something you need to change. There's some action you aren't taking to rid yourself of this. If you're in a situation where roommates or family members are constantly arguing, then there is action to be taken. You could do a number of things to get yourself out of that scenario, or to at least lessen the burden of being there if conflict really upsets you that much. But I have a feeling you're moving towards a space where conflict won't be so prevalent, but your patience might. In the Strength card, I can see that your patience is extremely well-rooted. You are a very patient person, but even the most patient people's patience run out at some point, Anyway, so let's see here. Oh, this is definitely upsetting you. It's definitely making you feel lonely. It's making you feel, when people constantly get involved in drama and stuff in our lives, we kind of want to disassociate ourselves with those people, even if they are like members of our, home life, because some people just aren't made for drama, and it literally upsets them. And I feel like you're one of those people. You don't crave drama, you don't like drama. Sure, an intellectual spar here and there, but drama makes you feel like, I feel uncomfortable, like I feel like drama might physically make you uncomfortable. And I feel like your patience is wearing a bit thin. Sorry guys, I'm gonna get one more card for your group, because definitely feel like one more card is, they're telling me to take the bottom of the deck at this moment. Yeah, the Two of Wands in reverse. There's a lack of movement here. You're not making a decision. You're sitting in the drama and letting it upset you, Look, it's not your fault the drama is there, because I don't feel like you're the type of person who would create that type of drama. But sitting in the middle of something you really don't like isn't productive to you in any way. So with this Two of Wands, I'm really feeling that if this upsets you as much as the Five of Pentacles, which indicates to me like our home life also, if this really upsets you as much, Spirit is really telling you to make a decision here, at least in small things that may give you the opportunity to make the load lighter for you if people do fight. For example, if my family members fight, I just listen to music so I don't hear anything, because that really, really takes the edge off. If I know in my subconscious mind they're fighting, like it's obvious to me, because there's a catalyst, there's a progression, then there's a fight, so they're fighting. But I don't want to hear the subject matter, I don't want to hear what they're fighting about. I don't want to be part of it. So if it's, for example, two older members of my family, I wouldn't intervene, because it's not my place, that's just how I was raised. But then I would listen to music, for example, then I don't have to hear them, I don't have to be a part of it. Of course, it still upsets me on a certain level, but it'll be more upsetting to me hearing what they're fighting about, because A, it could be petty, B, it could be really painful to, they could say painful things to each other, C, I could hear things I did not want to hear, man. So all those things are a possibility, but if you block out the physical words by listening to music or such, that may help you a lot, because then you don't have to actually deal with the subject matter afterwards, because it's not, it's not your drama. So, yeah, what I'm getting. Okay, let's look at your cards first here. We're going to start with your oracle cards. I'm definitely feeling like you need to put something in place where, when there is an argument or when there is a conflict, you already have the patience. You have the patience to sit it out, but this is saying, have the patience to sit it out, but to also make yourself comfortable in the scenario if this is something that might happen a lot, because a lot of people have families that just argue a lot, and that's just how it is. But if you're the type of person brought into that family and you're not that way, it could really get the best of you very quickly if you don't create a space for yourself to feel safe and when such things are happening. For example, with the lack of movement here with the Chariot and the Two of Wands in reverse, this is telling me you need to make a safe space for yourself, or go somewhere, or I'm definitely not feeling go somewhere. It's not an escape here. I don't feel like you're unsafe here. I just feel like it's uncomfortable to be in this scenario where people are fighting constantly. So this is just saying, make a safe space for yourself. Find things that help you, like, get away from the drama when it does arise, That's what I'm getting. So let's look at your oracle cards. First, we have communicating freely. I communicate from the depths of my being. So this is really telling me, sorry when I get anything about communication with the throat chakra, my throat's just like, all right, we're gonna burp now. I'm sorry. Okay, so communicating freely indicates to me that despite the fact that Spirit is telling you to create a safe space for yourself, and with the Strength card, I do feel like you may actually have the strength to tell your family members, friends, or whoever sharing the space with you that's making it so uncomfortable, listen guys, stop it. You're adults, stop fighting. So, it's a frustrating scenario for sure, because not everyone can take criticism well. Sorry, I'm going to drink some water. Not everyone can take criticism well, and not everyone can take it well if you stand up to them. And this is actually a bit of a catch-22, because by standing up to them, you may actually get involved in the drama that you wanted to avoid in the first place. But I believe that everyone should have a right to say something, especially if they live in a house where things are happening where they don't feel comfortable. Everyone deserves to be comfortable in their own home, you know. So this is maybe suggesting to you that if you have the freedom, you could potentially have an open and honest conversation. If it's your parents, get an open and honest conversation with your parents and tell them, this is making me really uncomfortable. I mean, this is my house too. I love you guys, you're my parents, but your fighting is making me very uncomfortable. And let's be honest, nobody can't feel awkward if you tell them that. So they'll definitely be thinking about it. Or they'll retaliate, but I mean, that just tells you more about them than is actually necessary, you know. So it's all a learning process as well. Then we have soaring into joy. Childlike wonder fills my life. So this is telling me that if you do more things you like, you'll feel less stressed by the domestic disputes or by the friends fighting or people pulling you into the drama and stuff. It definitely makes me feel like if you do things that make you joyful, your base level of anxiety will be lower. Because you have things to look forward to and you have things that fill you with actual joy, if it's not the people around you, which I sympathize, my dude. Okay, so let's look at the rest of your cards. Sure, I don't know what I want to take first, man. I'm going to show you Chakra Wisdom card, okay. Oh, I actually wanted to put these two. Do you see? Sorry guys, I always forget to show you the cards. Beautiful. Did I put this the wrong way? No, I put it the right way, but you can't see them. I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay. And then soaring into joy. You might feel like sometimes when people fight, you just want to be get away. You might want to escape into the clouds, or like wish you were on another planet, or like the earth will suck you and stuff like that. And that's not fun, dude. Nobody wants to feel like that. Nobody wants to feel like they don't want to be where they were supposed to feel safe, you know? Okay. Your Chakra Wisdom card says willpower and determination. Sorry, I needed to take a deep breath there for a moment. I set clear boundaries for my own behavior, and I cultivate a strong will by being true to myself. I use my willpower to accomplish my daily tasks and spiritual goals, and to encourage uplifting thoughts and behaviors in myself. Doing this will assist me on the next stage of my physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual growth. I stay in touch with my positive thoughts and truth by avoiding substance abuse. That's oddly specific, but maybe that's for someone. My will is strong and my mind is clear. So maybe at some point you did consider drinking or smoking or whatever the case may be, because you were so unhappy in this, you know, scenario where people are constantly fighting. But that's not a way out, and I can tell you, I have seen a lot of lives ruined by substance abuse, and I don't recommend it, you know. So yeah, this is saying you have the willpower and determination, and with the strength card, this is something we've already seen. So I wasn't sure, I didn't put any attention on the Pokemon cards, but usually Spirit has a way of bringing things forth. That just makes sense, man, you know. Okay, I want to give you a message card first. It says, you deserve the love that you keep trying to give to everyone else. So this is telling me that you deserve peace. You deserve a place where you feel safe, because I'm definitely feeling like you're the type of person who wishes safety for others, and who wishes other people can be comfortable in their home, and other people can feel like they can breathe in their own space, you know. But a lot of people have very large lives and even larger egos, so often they don't realize they're taking up so much space in a home or in any type of scenario. And this is saying that I'm hearing you're making yourself small. And I can see why you're doing that, because I'm seeing this little kid and the parents are fighting and the child just hides in their room. And maybe that was you when you were younger, and that translated into adult life by just being dismissive and introverted. But it's simply because you don't want to interact with the people that constantly cause you, you know, discomfort. And it makes a lot of sense, man. So let's see. With this, You deserve the love that you keep trying to give to everyone else. They're saying you do deserve peace. Don't doubt that. Don't doubt the fact that you deserve peace. But giving it to other people isn't possible if they don't want it. You know, that's what I'm really getting from this. You can't give someone something they don't want. So these people who keep fighting and keep arguing, or maybe just have a lot of drama, you can't give someone peace who's not willing to accept it, who doesn't want it, okay? So that's a waste of your energy. They need you to know that. So your first Pokemon card is this. Definitely feeling heavy crown chakra vibes from this. And this is telling me that if you feel alone, if you feel like you don't have the answers and you're at the end of your rope with these scenarios, talk to Spirit, to God, the universe, whatever it is that you believe in. And clarity will come. Clarity will come to you. Don't you worry about that. And the thing is, you can't change other people, but we can always change how we handle scenarios. And it's unfair. It's unfair, man, that we constantly, especially as soft people and empaths, we constantly have to adapt to scenarios because others are very harsh or hard people, you know, where we're soft. So it's often the soft people that have to adapt to deal with the harder people in life. And I guess it is that way, but it's something that you're going to have to do your whole life, because if you're soft, you're going to have to live your life as a soft person because that's who you are, you know. So this is a lesson you should learn earlier rather than later, how to adapt to scenarios without making yourself small, without making yourself lesser than, you know. So your second Pokemon card is this, and this is telling me I'm getting a bit of protection with this, but I'm also hearing gray area. So this is giving me the idea that it's best for you to stay in the gray area and not get involved in either side of an argument, even if you do agree with one side or the other. The reason for this is, once you're involved, you're hooked. You know, once you're involved in an argument, or once you make a comment in an argument, you take a side, you're hooked into that argument, and it's already like it's almost already creating expectation that you can be the mediator or you can be the middleman or something, and this is not something you want to do, you know. You don't want to get involved in arguments that aren't yours because it's a waste of energy, and if you're not going to stop it, why get involved, you know? And you can't stop it, you know. A lot of time people want to fight, and if you can't stop it, don't get involved, because judging by this energy that's currently here, it's obviously not in your best interest to get involved in arguments. It seems like something that makes you very uncomfortable, and this is telling me stay in the gray area. It's safe in the gray area. Don't take sides, okay? If you don't know what's going on in an argument, doesn't matter. If you don't know which side to pick, doesn't matter. Stay in the gray area where you're safe, especially in this regard, you know. It might sound weak not to pick sides, but if you pick a side, you're automatically involved, as was just mentioned, and that's what we're trying to avoid here. Okay, so your last card is Cradily, Swaying Strangle, and Poison Tentacles. Okay, this is giving me, I'm getting that claustrophobic feeling I got earlier, and this is just reiterating to me how desperately uncomfortable you become with conflict and drama. And I relate, man, like I get you. There's no doubt that I understand what you mean, you know. It's uncomfortable, man, there's no doubt. But what we've gotten from this reading for you is two simple things. Don't get it, three things actually. 4 things actually, wow, okay. We've got don't get involved. We've got speak to Spirit when you're upset or anxious, and ask them to help you with your anxiety, because obviously you can't change the scenario, but you can change how you feel about it with the help of speaking to Spirit. You know, then at least you have someone to speak to. You know, I often am in this scenario where I have no one to speak to, and Spirit always comes through for me in my dreams, in my thoughts, in my, you know, random daily life. I always get the answers I'm looking for, and I can, you know, 100% vouch for that. Thirdly, we have got do things that bring you pure joy, because that'll lower the baseline of your anxiety. This is what I'm feeling for you. If you do things, for example, if you like painting or something, try to do that every day, because it will just lower the baseline of your anxiety if you're constantly involved in something that you enjoy. And then lastly, we have speak up for yourself if you feel it's necessary, and this is absolutely like a if you feel it's necessary. This is like this card is telling you to stay in the gray area, but this is not telling you to take insults sitting down, you know. So for example, if someone were to be in excuse me, I'm sorry. If someone were to be in a dramatic argument and they were to involve you, stand up for yourself. This is like the communicating freely is like, stand up for yourself. Don't let someone push you around because they like drama. That's not okay. If someone starts picking on you because they want drama, they want to fight, they want to pick a fight, can't understand why people are like that. I guess it takes all types to make the world go round, but this is saying don't let someone push you around, okay? Just because you don't like drama doesn't mean you have to be pushed around. There's a difference between being pushed over and standing up for yourself without getting involved in the drama. If someone approaches you like that, especially in a hostile way, then you have the ability to just tell me, listen, I don't want to be involved in this. And if they keep hammering and hammering and hammering on it, just keep quiet. They'll look like a fool at the end of the day, you know. This is just saying, and this is where the don't get involved part comes in, because you can stand up for yourself, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're involved. It just means that you're telling people, you won't walk over me. I won't let you walk over me. But I'm not going to get involved, you know? Okay, so yeah, that was your reading, and I know that this reading may make you feel a bit despondent, you know, because it is difficult if there isn't a set solution for something, you know. People who crave drama and chaos, there isn't a set solution for those type of people, because only they can change themselves and their habits and their need for drama, you know. So Spirit is asking you to make it easier for yourself, and it's not also an easy job, because it seems like an impractical solution, because sometimes you just want to be out of the scenario, but a lot of times that's not an option, you know. A lot of times it's not an option because they're family members or people you are constantly in contact with. It's about changing your perspective towards them to what do I want to say? Sorry guys. It's a perspective of, I accept you're struggling and you're lashing out, but I'm not going to take that on me, you know? That's what it is. That's what it really is. Anyway, so that's what I'm getting for you guys, and I wish you all the best of luck, and I hope to see you here again soon. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm very appreciative. Bye-bye, Group 1. Hello, Group 2. Welcome to your reading. So today's a wild card reading. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what we're going to see. Pile 1... Wow, okay. So, yeah. We have a bunch of cards here, oracle cards, message cards, chakra wisdom cards. We're going to look at these later. Because first I'm going to pull 3 tarot cards. Yeah, 3 tarot cards for you guys. And actually 4, because we're using bottom deck energy, and if we need clarifiers, we'll use them as well. So, yeah, wild card reading. Let's see what Spirit has to tell you, man. Anything could happen. Anything can happen. Oh, I was like, everything is awesome. Oh, that's so too many. Anything can happen. Anything can happen when you're... Okay, I'm gonna please. Concentrate. Spirit's like, concentrate, I'm gonna... Okay, so we're gonna use 3 cards for a group. Tower in reverse. Oh, I'm gonna take these. Too many. This one I'll take. Page of Wands, upright. And then let's see. I'll take both of these. And the bottom deck energy, because why not? You know, why not? We've got a bunch of reversals, but let's check it out, man. Let's check out what's going on for you. And then you've got the 6 of Pentacles as your bottom deck energy. Okay, let's get into this, man. I feel like you're coming out of a difficult time, and this is not to say it's completely over, but it's definitely still lingering. Like you're not at the eye of the storm, but there's definitely still I'm seeing this image of a slight mist surrounding someone, you know. So this is telling me that you're not, the scenario has not completely left you, but you're out of the, you know, you're out of the woods, if I can say it like that. With the King of Swords and the Lovers in reverse, I feel like this scenario definitely like shook you in multiple ways. It may have left you feeling, I'm sorry, my words aren't coming out, I don't know. My words just aren't coming out. I don't know how to describe it. It's like I know what I want to say. Cause, you get what I'm saying? Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so with the King of Swords and the Lovers in reverse, I feel like the scenario may have really shaken things up in your life, because usually when we have the Tower upright, it's breaking something down to the foundation and building it up from scratch. So I feel like you have the foundation in front of you now, and now it's your job to build it up from scratch. And two of the things I feel really limiting beliefs that were challenged in this scenario was your intelligence and maybe how you see or perceive love or relationships. Those are two very two very extreme things to be challenged, and it definitely feels to me like those things were challenged for you, and it's not easy to build your physical idea of romance. And if something challenged your intellect, it's going to take a while for you to build up the confidence to believe in your intellect again, you know. So these things were definitely shaken to the foundation when you went through the scenario. So with the Page of Wands, I'm feeling that there's definitely there's going to be progression. You're shading your skin. You're at the beginning phases of it, but you're shading your skin for a new you know. This is despite the fact that we don't have death present here. Is he here? No. How cool would that have been? Anyway, so despite the fact that death isn't present here, I still feel extremely transformative energy here. And this is I feel like this may be, I feel like I'm seeing this image, you know, from the movies, when little kids first day of school and they're standing in front of this massive ass building with their like big school bag and their 2 big school clothes and stuff. I feel like that's you now, and you need to grow into the clothing that you've adopted now. You need to grow into the beliefs that you've adopted because of this scenario that caused you to question a lot of things, you know. And this is telling me, the Six of Pentacles is telling me that you'll be fine, you know. This is telling me that despite the fact that you went through this tough scenario, this isn't your, you know, this isn't your, how can I say it? This isn't you, you know, this isn't you. This is what I'm hearing. This isn't you. What you went through isn't you. How you react from this point forward, and how do I say this? How you progress from this point forward, that's you. Not what was before, and not the struggles you went through here. How you move forward, that's going to be you. And the Six of Pentacles is telling me that you'll find a lot of joy in sharing with others. You'll find a lot of joy. Maybe even, you know, I mean, this is the Pentacles card, Earth energy, the tangible, but I am also getting the idea of sharing your story or your pain with others will help free you and will help build the foundation for these new beliefs, because you'll be able to see in retrospect why you believe that and why it didn't work for you, you know. This is almost an introspective type of mission that you're being asked to go on, to find the reason, you know, to find the spark, shall I say, that makes you realize, oh, this happened. For example, my relationship didn't work out because I expected too much from the person I dated. Why is that? And then you go down the rabbit hole. But this is all going to help you build foundations for new ways of thinking that will benefit you instead of hurt you. Because you now have the data to look back on to see, oh, okay, cool, I believe this. It didn't work out because of this. You know, it gives you the opportunity to look back and grow forward, you know? That's kind of what it's telling me. So, I'm seeing opportunity for growth, and I'm seeing that generosity will play a part in rebuilding the structure of beliefs. But I'm also feeling that there's something that's lacking here. There's a part of this message that's missing. Some part of this message is supposed to make it clearer. You definitely are. There's definitely area here of feeling unworthy, and that may obviously be because the King of Swords and the Lovers are in reverse, whereas your relationship beliefs and your intellect may have been challenged during this difficult time. So I feel like you may feel like you don't have a lot of worth, like you have nothing to celebrate, like you. It's not a sad energy, it's just kind of like, okay, whatever. It's that type of energy. And you know, let's just be honest. Building ourselves from the ground up is the boring part of life. Having fun in abundance is the fun part of life, but you can't get there without knowing who you are, you know? You can't get there without having learned what you needed to learn, because if that is the case, then oftentimes if you haven't learned the lessons you need to get to the top of the hill, you'll, you know, misstep and roll back down because you don't know what you're looking out for. But if you learn these lessons, you get to the top of the hill and you know where every single foothold and everything is, because these lessons were learned by you, and that's the point of them. The point of these lessons that may feel so boring and may feel repetitive and may feel unnecessary, these are the things that are the building blocks after this tower collapse. They're the building blocks of who you're going to be. So this is extremely important thing. These are extremely important things to really pay attention to. This is like building a new you, basically. I'm seeing someone build a robot, you know. It's building a new you, building an AI. Anyway, not that you're an AI, you get what I'm saying. Any case, so I have a feeling of unworthiness. Maybe I'm feeling that you don't even feel like worthy of friendship. Maybe you lost some friends during this difficult time, because often if we're going through a difficult time, we cut people off. Because we're just too out of it to speak to anyone, and people often take that offensively, which I don't really get, because mental health is a very rapidly evolving concept in our modern world. So it just blows my mind, man. Okay, so we're gonna get one more card, because I feel like actually maybe let's see what happens. Let's see where the story goes, because I don't feel like we've gotten the complete message yet. 5 of Wands. So this was at the back of the deck, so you obviously wanted to come out. You're struggling, man. You're not sure where to take and where to leave. You're not sure where to begin with this process, maybe. You're not sure where to begin building yourself up from scratch again after either someone broke your heart or something you believed to be true completely crumbled in front of your eyes, you know. And you've moved past the realization of what that was, but now you're asking, how do I move on from this? So, Spirit, how can pile 2, group 2, whatever, I don't know what the word is, I'm just going to say group 2. How can group 2, so what's their starting point for moving on from this scenario? What's the starting point for the foundation of the new them? So, you've got the Empress in reverse, and this isn't telling me what your starting point is. This is once again hammering on your really low self-worth after this. And tower moments often cause us to have a low self-worth, very much so, because what we believe to be true is just not. And there may be a lot of data in the past to back that up, but once, it makes you question a lot of things, and that's uncomfortable, and it makes you feel stupid. Let's be honest, if you realize something you've believed all your life is a lie, it makes you feel dumb, and it makes you feel like you've had wool over your eyes this whole time. It is not a pleasant feeling, and it's like this card is asking me to relate specifically to that feeling. And And it's, I sympathize, man. It is, but these moments are the greatest moments for growth. You'll find that if you're in this shit, plants grow faster because it's more fertile soil, you know. So often the bigger scenarios that feel like crap at the time make us bloom faster because we're already in the shit, if you get what I'm saying. Okay, so I feel like we're gonna get one more card here because that just really like wanted to tell me what your worth is. This low, like you feel like the opposite. The Empress in reverse, I mean, come on, the Empress upright is someone who's confident and divine, someone who like trusts their own personal power. The Empress in reverse is someone who has absolutely no confidence in themselves with their personal power, you know. So we're getting one more card. So I feel like Spirit just really needed me to know how low your self-esteem was. No, oh, sorry guys. Need one. You don't feel right. Let's get one more card here. Spirit, how can group 2 start moving on from... How can group 2 start building the foundation for their self-worth? Sorry. Need one card, please, Spirit. How can group 2 start building the foundation for their self-worth? This is asking you... The 5 of Cups is telling me that you're so focused on everything you've lost, you aren't seeing what you've gained. So, for example, if this scenario that you've been through that was very harsh was a breakup, for example, you may have lost a relationship, but you've gained the knowledge of what you don't want in your next relationship, you know. All of these experiences we have, and yes, it's a very slow progression because every experience happens in, you know, Earth time. This means that you're going to have a lot of patience, you know, with these lessons, because it's every experience we have is a little nugget of wisdom we add to our arsenal, you know. So if we take all those nuggets of wisdom at the end of the day, we'll be able to form a better life for ourselves through that knowledge. But it takes time to accumulate that knowledge, and sometimes it's not always fun, sometimes it's not always easy, you know. The difficult times, as I said before, are the catalyst for growth, and this is what they're really trying to tell you with the 5 of Cups. Yes, you have lost a bunch of things along the way, absolutely. You know, the cups have already fallen over. You're aware of the fact that they've fallen over. Now Spirit is telling you, turn around and see what you have left and use that to your advantage. Don't sit here and look at what you've lost. Sure, acknowledge it. You have to process it. You have to know what you've lost in order to know what you still have. If you... Sorry, I had a seriously, like, there was static in my brain for a moment. Look at what you have right now. Gratitude, really. And I know it sounds simple, and I must be honest, before I started all this stuff, if someone told me just be grateful for what you have, and I just literally lost the love of my life, I'd be what? You can't compare it. But the fact is, it's not about comparing what you've lost and what you have. It's about knowing that what you've lost is already gone, but what you have is still here. You know? It's not an air of defeat. It's a fair... I'm seeing someone fall off a horse and getting up and realizing the horse is still there and they can get back on. All they've lost is a bit of their dignity. You know, that's what I'm saying. So, yeah. Okay, I feel like the rest of your cards may give us a bit more insight into the scenario. So, I'm trying to remember what I did with the previous group. Okay, I think first I got the 2 oracle cards. Okay, so let's see what your 2 oracle cards are telling us. Hearing messages from Spirit. I'm a clear channel for messages from Spirit. So, sorry guys, I keep forgetting to show you the cards. So, this is telling me that you can talk to Spirit and get advice from Spirit at any point in time. God, Jesus, Mother Mary, you know, like universe, Spirit, whatever you want to call it, whatever resonates with you. If you're in these moments where you don't know where to turn, there's always someone to talk to, you know. And that is very comforting, and it is just, I'm hearing you're special, you're unique. Don't think you're nothing, just because this scenario really took it out of you. It didn't take away from you as a person, okay? Your human experience became a little bit more tough. But so did you. So then we have exceeding expectation. I soar into excellence. Excellence. So this is definitely telling me that you can exceed your expectations if you just take the opportunity for growth, You'll find that healing may be easier than you anticipated, but not doing anything is really... Actually, this card is indicating to me looking back constantly is not going to be of any worth to you, because the liquid has already fallen out of a cup. Just turn around, there are 2 cups to fill here, That's really what I'm getting from that. So let's see what your chakra wisdom card says. It says, 7th chakra, crown chakra, bliss. I seek and find peace, quietness, and moments of bliss in my life. I am persistent in this quest. I allow myself to feel divine pleasure radiating within and around me. I allow myself to create abundance and fulfillment and to live a life free of fear. Meditation is a part of my life. So this is definitely telling me that if you meditate and talk to Spirit, as we're saying, hearing messages from Spirit, this is definitely telling me that if you do take the time to meditate, it'll be obvious to you where you should start to rebuild this foundation of yourself. You'll get the indication of what limiting beliefs to question and where to go from there. And they're telling me step by step, step by step. Take it step by step. Don't try to fix everything at once. The tower is not going to be built in a day. There's no way. It's brick by brick, step by step, building an entirely new foundation for yourself as a person, for yourself as a human being. And that's tough work, but at the end of the day, this also gives you the opportunity to build a solid foundation on things that you truly believe in your heart. And that's not an opportunity a lot of people get, because you have to go through the fall to get the rise. Okay? So we're going to get your message card first. If you want the moon, do not hide from the night. If you want a rose, do not run from the thorns. Absolutely. So this message fits so beautifully. This is saying that there is going to be pain in the pleasure. It's all going to be intertwined in life, and that's how life is. And sure, you can scale the one up from the other, but pain is never going to be unavoidable. But if you want the growth, the pain is part of the growth. And that's what I'm getting from this message. Don't resent the pain. Invite the growth. Okay? So we're going to look at your Pokemon cards. Fire. So this is telling me you had wands. Let me see. Let me say here. You had wands. You had a bunch of wands energy. So fire energy with the wands, passion. So this might be telling you that if you do something you're passionate about, it'll ease the pain a bit. For example, I'm thinking of Van Gogh, however everyone says his name. He was in extreme turmoil, and I can only imagine that painting was the only thing that made him feel better, because he painted so much. So it's almost telling you that your turmoil can be transmuted through passion. You still have to deal with the things that in the first place caused this energy, but this is really telling me that your passion, it will be like a salve you put on a wound. It'll just make it that it'll take the edge off the pain, doing something that you're passionate about. And we have next, here dear. Wow. Work up and headbutt bounce. What can I say about that? So this is a very dog-like Pokemon. It's not one I've seen before. I'm not getting a lot from the words per se, but I am getting that spending time with animals might also help you just feel a little calmer in this time of transition, shall I say. So spending time with your animals, if you have any, or if you don't have any. Often I'm at my at this one of the houses I stay at, and there aren't animals there, but I look at pictures of puppies and stuff, and that makes me feel better. But anyway, if you have the opportunity, to spend time with animals. Even if you have like a pet bird or a fish, you can just look at them and like admire their, you know, natural quality. It's very soothing, really, because animals are, they're great, man. Okay, so your last card we have is lightning bolt. Your spark. I'm hearing you have the opportunity to spark change. And I feel like this scenario has sparked change in you already. But it's almost like they're telling me you can choose whether this spark will electrocute you, meaning this turmoil, or whether it will light up your home. So you could either let it overwhelm you, or you could use it for good. You know, you could use it for progress. That's basically the message we've been getting this whole time. So this message for you was all about growth and all about using the pain of the past to grow and create better foundations for yourself, where you won't be in scenarios as much that could hurt you because you set healthy boundaries, you know? So that's what I'm getting for you. And yes. Okay, the curtain's closing. That's what I'm getting for you. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you have a pleasant evening, and thank you for trusting me, guys. I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye, Group 2. Group 3, and welcome to your reading. So, these are your cards we are going to use later, but first we're going to get some tarot cards to get the theme of your message. I asked for a wild card message today, which means anything can come through that may be necessary for you to hear. So we're going to do 3 tarot cards at first to see what the general theme is. Okay, we've got the 9 of Pentacles. Ooh. Yeah, we're back. Sorry guys, my nail fell off and I had to repair it because it would have annoyed the hell out of me and probably you too. Okay, so we're gonna look for 2 more cards and then bottom deck energy and see if we need any clarifiers for the rest of your message. We are gonna see. Oh, this one wants to come out. Got the 8 of Cups in reverse. 7 of Cups, sorry. 7 of Cups in reverse. And we need 1 more card for now. One more card for now, please, for group 3. Oh, okay, here we go. I got the 10 of Swords in reverse. And then the bottom of the deck, we have the Hermit in reverse. So you've got 3 reversals, and this is group 3, so maybe 3 is significant in your birth chart, life path 3 maybe, or whatever. Okay, so let's get into this. I see someone here who is really out there. I see someone who doesn't get caught up in the nostalgia of the past. I see someone who has been through a lot, but they've powered through it and they have really risen above. I see someone who has a sense of real comfort in the material world. But I also see someone with a lack of options. I see someone who doesn't spend a lot of time thinking about what they want, you know. I see someone who takes life as it comes but doesn't really think about what they truly want out of life. I see someone who never really asks himself the question, oh, what do I want? You know, what do I really want? Do I want to progress at work? Do I want a family? Do I want to eat tuna for lunch? You know, this is someone that's kind of an autopilot is what I'm seeing. And this is not to say this person is unintelligent. It's just someone who takes life as it comes almost second by second. It's someone who doesn't really do a lot of planning or reflection, you know. I'm seeing someone who, especially with the 8 of Cups in reverse, I see someone who doesn't look back at the past. Someone who just barrels forward and leaves the past completely behind, which would make a lot of sense if we didn't need to learn from the past, you know. I feel like you're missing a lot of lessons because it's not a sense of fear per se, but it's just like a sense of negligence almost in not looking at the past. Oh, the past is over. Tomorrow's another day. Cool, but you know, yesterday you ran over a red light and you almost hit someone. Are you going to do it tomorrow too because you didn't think about it? You know? You get what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? It's almost a negligent energy, someone who doesn't want to look back to learn. It's someone who just barrels through their days, you know? There's only a future, there's no past, type of thing, and that simply isn't true. So, I feel like I need to get more info about this message because I don't want you to keep thinking, I don't want you to think I'm being, very blunt, but this is just what I'm seeing. I'm seeing someone who doesn't have a lot of patience for the past, and maybe even someone who doesn't think they can learn from it, you know? The future is now type of energy. Kim Petras, I don't know if you've listened to that song. Anyway, future is now type of energy. And yes, the future isn't now, the present is now, and the past is, so the past is a teacher, my friend. The past is a teacher. The future is almost like, if I see them as personas, the past is a mentor, and the future is your friend asking you if you want to go to the club, that type of thing. Those are completely different energies for me. Because the future is unknown. You never know what's going to happen. The past is known. It's literally there to learn from. And if you're not taking that opportunity, you're really missing out, man. Missing out on a lot of personal growth. Okay. So I feel like I might, let's see where the cards take us. That was the whole point of this wildcard reading now, wasn't it? Spirit, what else do you have to tell to group 3? What else can you tell group 3 about this energy that we're currently perceiving for them? What can you tell group 3 about this energy we are perceiving for them? Okay, we have the Queen of Cups. I feel like you're very emotionally secure, and that is probably why you think there's nothing to learn from the past. This may be because you have always been very emotionally intelligent and you know what your emotions are. So you don't feel a need to look into the past to see how things affect your emotions because you're very aware of it, But that doesn't mean the past has nothing to teach us, So, let's see here. Oh, there's too many. But this did want to come out, the Six of Swords. Yes, definitely. This is showing me that you need a new thought process. You need to think differently. Otherwise, it's like... it's almost like they're showing me, like, that... It's like someone going from one greenhouse to another greenhouse. Not greenhouse, but like a house that's painted green. The house is green. Anyway, it's like someone going from one greenhouse to another greenhouse, but they're not willing to try the purple house, But in the past, the greenhouse had like a really weird smell or something. And all the greenhouses do. That's just what the example I'm getting. So you'll never know the purple house smells like lavender unless you go to a purple house. This is really telling me you need to change something to see something different. And you're not changing anything to see anything different because you're not learning from the past. You're not seeing where changes are possible for a new perspective. Because if we don't learn from the past, our perspective will never broaden. Our perspective will stay quite narrow. That's not to be insulting or anything, it's simply the truth. If you don't engage in new things, your perspective will stay narrow because there's only so much you can learn from the same constantly repeating scenarios. Okay, so let's get one more card here. I feel like we'll balance this out pretty nicely. Not that that's why we're getting the messages, but a little extra information couldn't hurt. A little extra information for group 3, please, Spirit. A little extra information where they may need it. Oh, no, that's 2. We only need 1. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we've got the 4 of Swords in reverse. So this is telling me this is not the time to sit back and relax. This is the time to really look at what you want in your life. This is really telling me this is the time for you to look at what you've done in the past and see how you can improve upon it. Even if you are all right with your life and what you've done and what you've experienced, there's always more to see. And even though we are souls having a human experience with multiple incarnations, you will never be the human that you are now again. explore what this human's life has to offer. It's past and it's present, you know, and that'll affect the future, because the past isn't over. The past is still part of us. We can still learn from it. We can still grow from it. There's a lot of growth energy here that you're kind of ignoring. So growth is expansion. Absolutely, growth is very much expansion. Look at me just agreeing with my spirit guides. They're like, expansion. I'm like, yeah, growth is expansion. Oh my god. Anyway, so definitely a lot of potential for expansion, and it's beautiful. Like, it's amazing to have that much potential for expansion. And you should really, like, they're telling you, now's not the time for rest, my friend. Get on up and do that. Get on up and explore the new things in life. Get on up and explore new perspectives and new ideas. You don't even have to start with something big. It can be something small, like you always order cream soda at the restaurant. Why not just, you know, order some Sprite and see if it's better with your burger, you know? It's a lame example, but you get what I'm saying. You're telling me to start small, but start somewhere. Stop doing the same things over and over and over. And you're not even expecting different results. It's like you're just happy with where you are. And you know, that's fine. But it doesn't, if you're okay with where you are, that's cool. They're saying it's okay if you're okay with where you are, that's cool. But just know you won't grow. That's what they're saying. Okay, so let's take a look at your other cards. So we're going to look at your oracle cards first. We have savoring pleasure. I fully embrace bliss in my life. So I don't know if you know this, which I'm assuming you do. So I don't know why I started with that. Maybe it's your previous energy that like made me say that. There are so many ways to have fun on this planet. There are so many ways to have fun on this planet. And if having fun to you is like watching a cartoon you did when you were a teenager every night, fine, that's cool. That's all right. But why not something else too? Why not expand that, you know, pleasure? Why not look at other pleasures? Why not look at other ways to have fun? It's all, I'm seeing this box. You're in a box. And that's not to say mentally. It's just with how you express, how your life is expressed, with how it's like there's a block before you and a block behind you. Just where you are now is where you are. And that's not in a mindful, I'm not talking about in a mindful way. I'm talking about in a way where you distance yourself from the past and you're just moving towards the future. But there's no wanting to know more, and it's not always necessary to want to know more, you know. If you're not that type of person, you aren't. But everyone has the opportunity for growth, and I need to tell you that, man. Everyone has the opportunity for growth, and I feel like you're, you know, wasting a lot of growth by just not acknowledging it, you know, a lot of opportunities for growth by just not acknowledging it. And you know, even if you don't like certain things, that also adds wisdom to your arsenal, to your you have to keep in mind, every time you incarnate, everything you did in this life, whether you believe in incarnation or not, if you don't, you don't have to listen to this, but if you do, everything you did in this life, every single little nugget of information your body and your soul collected goes through your next life. So the question really is, do you want to waste this lifetime just learning 2 or 3 things, or do you want to try and learn as much as you can so your next incarnation will know what it likes and doesn't like? Even now, do you want to know what you like and don't like? You'll gonna have to try it to know. That's what they're saying. You're gonna have to try it to know. Okay, so yeah, savoring pleasure was our first oracle card. Then we have emerging into grace. I open my soul to grace. So this is telling me that spirit will gently bring growth to you. It's not like they'll rip the rug from under your feet unless it's really necessary. But this is more talking to me about gentle growth, okay? This is talking to me about someone who shouldn't be afraid to explore new things, okay? Maybe you've been frightened to explore new things or frightened to look into the past, which is kind of what I was getting in the beginning. And that's probably why you haven't done it or why you don't do it. But the past can't hurt you, okay? The past can't hurt you. It's there to look at, yes. Excuse me, it may not be pleasant to look at, but it can't physically hurt you, okay? It can only serve as growth. So there's nothing to be afraid of there, all right? So we're going to look at your chakra wisdom card and see what that can add to our message. 6th chakra, third eye chakra, knowledge. I recognize that a great deal of knowledge and information comes to me in the form of intuition, such as clairvoyance, clairaudience, and hypersensitive feelings. I use my intellect combined with my intuition to delve into circumstances from a philosophical and spiritual viewpoint. I aim to understand the truth behind situations that come my way, as this helps me to respond with wisdom. I cultivate positive beliefs about my life, myself, and others. Yes, absolutely. So, this card is just reiterating that the more information you have, the better you'll be able to respond to scenarios in life. And there are millions of, maybe even billions of possible scenarios we can find ourselves in this life. And every scenario you experience gives you, like weapons in your arsenal to know how to deal with that scenario. If I've never crashed my car and I've never been in that scenario, I wouldn't know how to deal with it, But if it happens, I will know. This is not to say you have to crash your car to know, but when things happen, take the opportunity to learn from what's happening. This is not to say force things to happen, but when they do, take the opportunity to learn from that, Even if you're just in your kitchen and you drop the yogurt spoon on the floor because you weren't paying attention. Pay attention next time, It's a dumb example, but this whole reading has been filled with ridiculous examples, but the whole point they're trying to get to is please, just open your eyes and learn. Open your eyes and see, Open your eyes and see. You're not stupid. You're not stupid, okay? You're just afraid. You're just, I don't know what it is. It's almost like you hope that if you ignore the bad things, they'll never happen again. But Spirit's telling you to build yourself up to protect yourself from if those things happen again. Because the only way to protect yourself from reoccurring events is to know what to do. Okay? So, all the other piles got one message card, but these two kept coming out for you. Like I shuffled the deck 3 times and these two kept coming out for you. So these are obviously your cards. So let's see what they gotta say to you. This says, when you're ready for fireworks instead of sparklers, I will come for you. How much more obvious can that be? At the moment you're really, like biding your time with sparklers, and Spirit's saying this is a waste of your potential. It's a waste of your potential. You honestly have the potential to light up fireworks. You're sitting with a sparkler because you're too afraid of the firework. Okay? And this message is not to tell you to be reckless. It's just to tell you, it's like you have so much potential, but you're missing out on so much growth because of simply not acknowledging it, it seems. Everything is a growing opportunity. Everything is an opportunity for growth. But you need to discern when and how, and it's almost like you don't know how to see growth. But growth is something that you take with you into something new because it may be necessary. And that's really what they're trying to get to you. They're trying to tell you that this is all stuff for your toolkit. And at the moment, I feel like your toolkit is quite empty because you're afraid to either look at the tools, or you're just afraid. But if you don't have tools, how are you going to handle the situation? That's the real question, So you're going to have to get the tools to handle these scenarios. And those tools are the tools of learning, the tools of growth, the tools of retrospect, So your other message is life goes on, let's live on. So this is definitely also reiterating the message to me that it's not like you're stuck. You're not stuck physically. It's a strange type of stuck. It's a type of stuck where you're moving but you're not gaining, You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a cart with horses on it. It's going on a long way down the road, and eventually it gets to its destination and it gained nothing. It's just the empty cart. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here. So this is, this is really telling me there are things to gain along the way, but it's almost like you're the horse with the blinders on and you don't see it. So it's almost, they're just telling you, open your eyes, sweetie. Open your eyes, sweetie. Okay. So let's look at your last card. Oh, this is how do I know this? Is this okay? Anyway, okay, let's just okay. So this is definitely this it makes me feel like I'm like seeing you there in the middle, and you kind of, you can see what's going on around you, but you can't get out, you know? That's what I'm seeing with this. Again, the stuck energy. But you're like mentally stuck, and you don't even realize it. Then we have Kyogre, high water and swirling waves. So this is making me think that sometimes you get really swept away because of your lack of, not lack of knowledge, but lack of experience almost. And it's you're keeping that experience away from yourself. Lack of experience can really, you know, sometimes sway you, and you have the opportunity to take that experience on and to make it your own. Okay? Then lastly we have this card, and to me this is a very gentle energy. This is telling me that even though the heart chakra is green, I'm getting heart chakra vibes from this card. I feel like these two elements are encapsulating this little star shape, and this to me is telling me that the spirit is protecting of you when you do go into your past and try to learn from the things there and try to learn from the things in your daily life. You're not alone. You are supported in learning these things, because some of these lessons aren't easy, and some of these things may have been ignored for a long time, and you may think the growth that they have to offer is not relevant now, but it is. You know, even growth from lessons in our childhood is still relevant now, because we're still the soul we were then. You know, we're the same soul, so it could still add to our soul's growth to learn from things in our past. And of course I'm getting with this, listen to your heart. Listen to your heart, man. If you don't know, if you do find yourself in a scenario where you don't know what to do, okay, trust your intuition, trust your heart. Because even if you haven't learned a lot of lessons in this life due to fear or whatever the case may be, we all have an inner knowing that we are capable of using. So you're never alone, you're never without answers. It may feel like that sometimes, but you're never without answers. Okay? So go for it, man. Go for the knowledge, go for the learning. You'll soon find that maybe you even like, you know, looking into things and learning about them. It becomes easier, man. It becomes easier to do the learning once you get the hang of it, you know? And at this point I feel like you don't know which direction to go and where to start. Take it from the next scenario, okay? You'll know when there's something to learn from a scenario and when there isn't, you know? You can, sure, to a certain extent you can learn from everything, but this is not saying you have to scrutinize every single thing that happens to you. This is saying recognize when you can learn something and take it with you, and don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. This is what I'm getting. Don't be afraid. You're bigger than the life you're living now, you know? You have more knowledge to gain. There is more for you here. So if you've ever felt bored, or maybe you felt dissatisfied with life, that's because there is more for you to gain. You just need to see it. Alright? So that's all I'm getting for you, Group 3. Thank you very much for trusting me. I am grateful to see you here, and I hope I'll see you again. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.